should we start recording?
Oh, you mean for the YouTube?
Yeah.
Shit, I can open Restream then.
But already start, right?
The time has started, yeah, but it's okay, don't worry.
But people can see what we are doing now.
No, we're not streaming yet.
Oh.
Over here.
Is it streaming? That's end.
That's end?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is... Can you go see Jasmine, ask her if it's streaming it?
Sure.
Okay, so the only way to see questions is this way.
Yeah, she said she can see.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, we'll get started in just a minute. The only way to see questions is this way. Okay.
With frozen.
My face. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. This is, first of all, I'll introduce myself. My name is Ryan Hawamoto. I'm the, this is my wife, Vanessa. She's the, we're the co-owners of HowTool hardware. And really the idea of this stream is to sort of introduce ourselves and answer a few questions that we think that people might have in general about the company. So we're just going to go down. We have 10 questions that we'll be asking or we'll be answering. And we're just going to go ahead and give some information about us. If anyone has any questions, you can always drop us a question in the chat and we can answer that on the fly. But we have 10 questions prepared, and yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and get started, unless you have anything you want to add.
No, so far it's fine.
Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and get started. Vanessa's going to ask me the questions, and I'll try to answer them as best I can. And then if she has anything to add, she'll just jump in and add something maybe I forgot. So we'll go ahead actually you can go ahead and do
sure.
that. We'll add the first question. So.
Okay. Why did you start the company?
Yeah, so this is a question probably both of us can answer. But I'll start. For the reason for us, I guess even before that is kind of like where we are. So HowTool Hardware is a Taiwanese company. So all of our manufacturing, everything happens here in Taiwan. All the raw materials are brought into Taiwan. All the products are manufactured here and sent out from our facility here. Actually, what you cannot see is there's next to us we have a factory building and people are assembling and packaging products right now. So first off, we're from Taiwan. This company is a Taiwanese company. I'm from the US. I'm from California. So I guess the reason we started the company is that we kind of have a unique situation where we can kind of create sort of a bridge between Taiwanese manufacturing and sort of more Western focused customer service. So both Vanessa and I have the ability to do that. And that kind of gives us, again, a unique position to do that. And we think that that's what makes us different. That's what we focus on, is really the service end. and kind of allowing sort of the fundamental sort of advantages that we have as a Taiwanese company, and sort of allowing that to show by having English speaking service and things like that, allowing that to show to customers, it gives us a kind of unique position. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, does that cover everything?
Yeah, I think so. Like a lot of customer, they feel more comfortable if they know like you speak English. Because I know like some customer, they are surprised when they know you are from the States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's certainly traditionally that's really been a barrier to business is just simple language barrier, and that there's some certain things that are really hard to communicate when you get into details like packaging or even different colors of finish can be difficult to communicate, and that's really where we want to shine is in the details.
Yeah, especially I'm sure a lot of like small business, startup business, when they buying from overseas, Asia, they always feel nervous. But if they know you are from the same country, they feel more comfortable.
Yeah, I think that's true. When people first get started, there can be a lot of nerves, right? You don't know, dealing with a company halfway around the world. There's always a lot of nervousness and sort of trepidation with doing that. So yeah, not only being able to speak the same language, I think that's a good starter for us, is being able to speak the language of the customers. Being native speakers of the language of our customers is very important, but that's only the start, really. It's kind of what we can do after that really is gonna really sets us apart. Yeah. So let's move on to question 2.
Sure. What is the goal of the company?
Again, I'll take this first, and you can kind of jump in.
Sure.
I think for us, the goal of the company has always been to find customers that sort of philosophically align with what we want to do. So for when we look at potential customers, we're always trying to look for customers that are focused on great communication, being sort of working closely with the supplier. So we want to work really close with their customers. We want to be open with them. We kind of want to be transparent about both the processes, things like even pricing. We want to be really open and kind of find customers that we can build trust with. That's really the goal. I mean, of course, every company wants to make sales. We want to grow, right? I think that goes for every company, but really when I think about what we want to do is looking for customers that we can find and really kind of grow with.
Yeah, that's for customer part. I think for for company and manufacturer, actually Taiwan has a lot of like a good manufacturer, and then we would like, but they don't speak English. Actually, they have a really good skill, but they just don't know how to sell. They're more focused on making it. So since we are in Taiwan this long, and then we are manufacture that much product, we know them really well, so we can bring it to our customer and show them. So it would be win-win situation. Yeah, and then we can help our customer to find a better solution. Yeah, for their products.
Yeah, and that's another good point. Is the bridge that I was talking about kind of goes both ways, right? It goes from from our company here in Taiwan to the U.S. or Australia. I just say the U.S. because that's really the largest market, but it could be Australia, it could be the U.K., Japan, South Africa, Korea. There's a lot of countries we can ship to, honestly. But again, the bridge goes both ways. From manufacturers, bringing other manufacturers their products and their skill and what they can do over to, and introducing that to a larger market is obviously another way that another thing that we do. I'll actually introduce the third question.
Sure.
So what kind of products do you sell? This one's a little bit easier. So we do a lot of household, what we call like household hardware. So that's how we name ourselves, as household hardware. So there's a lot of items, like we can go through it and show you some of them. So this first one, these are something that we do sell a lot of. On the right here, these are handrail brackets. So this is kind of illustrative of the things we sell. Most of our items are made of zinc, and iron. We do some stainless steel items. We do wood as well, and plastics. But mostly the items that we make are things you'd find in the home. So again, you can go ahead and show the next if you want.
And also some brass products.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, and some gate hardware.
Yeah, so gate hardware is sort of new for us, but it's sort of, whereas we normally had traditionally sold items that were found inside, this is sort of moving to the exterior of the house. So your backyards, your gates, fencing. So just kind of bringing the larger area of the house. This is sort of our new venture for that.
Mm-hmm. And then coat hook.
Yeah, coat hooks. We have more hooks than this, but this is just an example. If anyone needs a catalog, we can always send a catalog out. But hooks has been a major part of the larger business for decades, really. So this is something. Hooks is a particular item which we know a lot about manufacturing. And we get a lot of inquiries about this, so that's just another item that we make.
Yeah, and what's next? Door stops.
Yeah, door stops. And Vanessa, you can probably say more about this, but we've been producing door stops for a long time.
Yeah, door stop and coat hooks. Like a door stop, usually like a hinge pin door stop, mostly like in US, right?
Sure, yeah, you do see a lot of hinge pins, certainly in the U.S. market, yeah.
Yeah, and also we can do all different kind of finishes, yeah.
Yeah, that too. There's we do, there's powder coating, there's electroplating, there's a lot of different. We even for some customers we even do hydro dipping, so there's a lot of different finishes we can discuss.
Yeah, what's next? Oh. Yeah, more door.
Yeah,
door
this
stops.
is just more door stops. Again, if there's anyone who wants a catalog, the catalog is quite a bit bigger than this. Yeah. But this is just kind of some examples of the things we sell. So yeah, I think probably now is a good time for us to pause and see if there's any questions coming in. So why don't we do that? Just want to make sure that everyone has a question that we're getting to it.
Sure.
Okay, I think we're good for now. But so let's move on to the next question. And that's, do you make custom products?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, some of our customers, they will send us their drawing and then ask our idea, is that possible to make, or any suggestion we can provide. Yeah, and also because sometimes the designer, when they design the product, they probably don't have a lot of idea, like how when we manufacture is easier or not, like so usually we need to tell them, like, by our experience, like if it's easy to, because some items are easy to draw and design but not easy to manufacture.
That's the key. Yeah,
and then that would take a long time to manufacture, or a lot of like damage. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I think that there are ways, like you said, there are things we can say, like, if we change this one way, then it's easier to manufacture, it's faster to manufacture, it's cheaper to manufacture.
Yeah.
And those are just things that, you wouldn't ordinarily know if you don't have the experience that a company has in manufacturing. So I wonder, Vanessa, can you talk about the process, that we go through for, a customer gives us a drawing.
Yeah.
That what do we do? What kind of services do we have? After someone gives us a drawing, what can we then
Usually
do?
When customer provide us their drawing, usually we pass to our engineer. But before we pass to engineer, we need to make sure they have all the size available.
Yeah.
And if they can tell us what's the way they expect for the item, that would be great. If not, then our engineer will give them a suggestion, and then by size they measure and then provide a way to them, and then after they check all the drawing, and then we'll discuss with our mold department and start to see how long it take us to make a mold. Yeah. And then after that, we will discuss with our customer our suggestion, and then how long it take for this to make a mold, and then how long it take us to manufacture this product.
Yeah, I think another thing that's important is we have people on staff that can make 3D images or make 2D drawings. So it just shortens the time down. As instead of telling the customer, you need to change this, come back to us with a drawing, and they have to get a drawing made, we can kind of make a drawing as a suggestion, send it back, and it's much faster that way.
Yeah.
And then, we have really good relationships with packaging companies. So we're able to do a lot of custom packagings. So we're kind of set up to be the one stop that you need to talk to, and we can we have a whole network of other companies that we worked with for years that can kind of come in and lend their expertise to. We
consulting?
Yeah, we do consulting. Yeah, so there's a lot of ways that we can handle custom products, and it's one of the projects that we really like to do, because that gets us, that kind of we get to really work with our customers in a closer way. So that's something we like to do.
Yeah, one of our customers recently asked us about handle, but the handle, because the weight is too heavy, so definitely price is going up. But since the raw material is so expensive, they want us to reduce the weight. But if you reduce the weight, then that would be difficult to manufacture. Or when you do plating, the finish won't be smooth. Yeah.
Right. That's
what we need
consider.
To tell them. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and that's the reality of manufacturing right now, especially in the last, I guess, 18 months, maybe even longer, is that the cost of materials has just been going up, as well as shipping. So there's things that we can do, as a manufacturer to, sort of make that, make it easier, or like you said, if we would take material out to make an item lighter, there are some things that we need to be careful of, and those are things that we can, tell our customers, and so they're not making mistakes. That they're not going to sell, like you said, a handle that might break, or that's going to come off with an uneven finish. Or when we manufacture them, we might manufacture 1,000, but if there's not enough material, if they're too light, then if we manufacture 1,000, then 100 or 200 might be broken.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we need to make sure the quality is okay.
Yeah, and that's the quality is something that's really important to us.
Yeah.
That again, I think we'll touch on the next question, which is what makes Taiwan different.
Yeah.
Important thing to know is Taiwan is not part of China. That's the first thing to know. And that really comes into play with something like tariffs. So we are not subject to the same import tariffs that some items are going to the U.S. from China.
Yeah.
So that's really the first thing to know. The other thing is Taiwanese manufacturers are usually a bit smaller. When you think of a large Chinese factory, it's sort of this sprawling, huge, business. But Taiwanese manufacturers are a bit smaller, and that means that we are a bit more flexible.
Yeah.
We're able to focus more on customers and service than we are just mass production. But I wonder if there's anything else that you think makes us different.
You mentioned about like a tax. Just a lot of our items shipped from Taiwan is zero tax. For example, like coat hooks, handrail brackets, hook racks. Those are like a 0% tax if you ship from Taiwan. So like if some of our customer order a lot, like a container that helps them a lot too.
That getting that import duty down, especially on items like you said, like the handrail brackets that come in duty free. There's a few things to know, and if any customer had a question about that, we can always look up an HS code or kind of go through that. But I think that's what makes us different, and we tend to focus in Taiwan more on the quality of the items. Just the reality is if you have a smaller business, you're not producing at the scale. And I'm just using China as an example because they're the largest manufacturer, right? We don't have the scale to really produce the number of items that allows us to compete at such a low price. So instead of competing for price, we compete more with quality and service. And that's sort of what makes us different as a Taiwanese business. Yeah.
Okay, let's see next question. So who are your target customers?
I think we talked about this at the beginning. Really the target customers for us, we will, any customer that wants to, ask us to produce something or give a quote, we'll provide that. We're not saying we don't want these customers, but the customers I think that we want to work with the most are those who want to be closer to their suppliers, those customers that want to work really close, those that want to be really upfront and open. And we want to provide that service to customers who are going to appreciate it the most. So customers that really appreciate a supplier who is open and honest and wants to keep an open line of communication and be flexible. Those are the customers I think that would appreciate the services that we offer the most.
Yeah. And the next questions.
What kind of service can you provide? I mean, I think we've kind of covered that too. Just in some other questions, but.
Packaging design.
Everything from packaging design. New item creation, new item design. We can do shipping as well, both air and sea. We can do bulk orders. I don't know, is there anything I'm missing?
Graphic design, probably.
There's some graphic design, packaging design.
Give us your idea, then we can help you design it.
We also have experience selling on platforms like Amazon and online platforms. So, there's a little bit of consulting we can do for that. I think it's just drawing on the experience that we have here. So, drawing the experience from past generations of manufacturers. That's really the key for us.
Like help our customers send to Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some customer, they have a question how they handle such thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we will help them figure out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also what kind of package and pallets, how tall the pallet going to be, those the small details. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the small details that really end up standing out. Like, for one customer that we had, they were going to order. I believe I'll just say they were going to order 10,000 of an item, right?
Yeah.
And this was going to be sea shipped. But if they ordered, one of the things that we told them is that if they ordered 10,000 in sea ship, they'd be sort of wasting space on the pallet. So actually, what makes more sense is to order, say, 12,000 to fill the pallet. Then you're getting, better cost return on shipping. So it's just little deals like that allow us that, we give the customers, better use of their money.
Yeah, just the small details.
Yeah, but it's small details that are more efficient, but they add up over time. So it's about not wasting space and also making the money go as far as it can go. I'm gonna pause again to just check if there's any questions, and then we'll move on. Okay, we have one here. Do you provide delivery to India on DDP? Yes, we do. So we have shipped items to India before, and we can do both air and sea. So really to any country.
Yeah.
Right. Not just to focus. I know I've been focusing a lot on the U.S., but really to any country, India included. We can do DDP quotes or
Yeah, DDP, DDU. Yeah.
Yeah, any terms, FOB, whatever it may be. Just send us an inquiry and we can get the information.
Yeah, which is easier for our customer.
Yeah, that's the thing. So we just want to make it as easy as possible. So if FOB is easier or DDP, going door to door, if that's the easiest way, then that's we can provide that as well. So really any country is okay for that. But thanks for the question. Vanessa, how do you build trust?
I think you kind of covered this on previous questions. We are really open, and then to our customers.
Yeah.
And then also we tell them if it's some some, for example, just a custom product, if they want is really we don't think that we can do it, or it's not good to do it, we will just tell them. Yeah, we won't hide it or tell them, yes, we can do it, but it's not going to happen. So we communicate with our customer a lot, and then tell them our suggestion, and then discuss with them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's sort of how we build trust too. Is even with customers that we've had for a long time, it's if they're, like you said, there's an item that they want built and it's not going to work, or just the way it is constructed, we're not going to be able to do it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
We'll say we can't do it, or when we'll say why. We won't say yes, we can do it. Just I think that some companies, when someone has the possibility of an order, they will say yes, we can do it. They'll secure the order, and then they'll find out later that there's problems making it. But that's not the way that we work, and that's sort of the way we build trust, is that we're very honest from the beginning, so that these kind of problems don't happen to customers who've already paid a deposit.
Yeah. And
then it's sort of too late, or there's a loss there, right? So that's one of the ways too. Another thing that we do is sort of be really kind of open about how we calculate costs. In the past, we've done things like shared full breakdowns of quotes of something. So, if there's a question about how prices are calculated, they're not just kind of plucked out of the sky. We don't kind of make them up. But for some customers, we have provided the full breakdown. Here's the cost of electroplate. Here's the cost of raw material. This is labor. This is everything going in it together. And that's one of the ways, sort of, I guess you would say, like non-traditional. In the past, you kind of think like, no, you kind of hold these secrets and you don't share them. But that's something that we're trying to do differently. Is we don't think that the customers that we want to find, we want them to kind of meet us halfway. And be honest. They're honest with us. We're honest with them. That's what we think makes the best relationship.
I really agree. And then also, like, we share those information with them. It's also like then they know how we do things. What's the process? And then if they know the process, then that would be easier for us to communicate with them too. Yeah,
that's right. Like, really not holding any secrets or anything like that. It really allows us, at the end of the day, just to provide a better service. So that serves us better. That serves customer better. And so that at the end, that really kind of makes for a better relationship for both of us. So we're moving toward the end here. The 9th question is, what to know about HowTool? It's sort of a trend, but this is sort of, I guess, what to know about HowTool is what we've been talking about. Is really what makes us different. What's important to us. So, just like last question, what's important to us is being close with customers, finding customers that want to grow along with us, that we can help. Also customers that may be already a larger size that we can help, show them, maybe a different side of manufacturing, a different aspect of manufacturing, particularly as it pertains to Taiwanese manufacturing and what kind of different skills are focused on in this country as opposed to, whether that's China, Vietnam, or some other country. So what makes it different? What makes Taiwanese manufacturers different? Then on top of that, what makes us as HowTool different? That's the main thing. And what I would say is, we want customers to know that we're honest, we're open and honest, in communicating, and that's really what we stand by. And I'll move on to the last one here.
Okay.
So how can customers contact us? Obviously, we're on Alibaba, right? So obviously, contacting us through an inquiry or chat message, whatever it may be, through Alibaba is usually traditionally what we have taken. But we also have, other things, email, WhatsApp. I mean, we even do, we do FaceTimes or whatever it is. There's a lot of ways to contact us. We have our own website as well, both in Chinese and English. Do you have anything else?
What else? Like LinkedIn, Facebook.
That's true. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. I mean, all the modern ways that you would think to contact us are available. Really, like, I'll take calls on my phone, whatever it is, and if we're doing calls, it's usually a WhatsApp call, or if there's some Apple users, we can do directly to iMessage or FaceTime, something like that. But really, there's a lot of ways to get in contact, and we're checking all of those daily, multiple times a day. So any way that you can get in contact is good. I know that some customers are more comfortable with Alibaba at first, so we're fine with that. But ultimately, it's whatever a customer is comfortable with.
Easier for them.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that. I'm going to go check if there's any questions that came up. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. What we'll do now, I think what we can do now is we can open up to questions now. I think we'll just kind of wait a few minutes to see if anyone has any questions coming in. But until then, I guess one of the things that we can do, I can show some of the items that we have. Something that we didn't get to see. This is an example of one of the type of items that we do. This is a coat hook rack, and we can really do this wood in different sizes, different shapes, different colors, different stains, and really to pair this with any of the hooks. And one of the important things to know about our hooks that we put on wood is that they are screwed in on the back. So on the front, you won't see any of these screw holes. It has a much cleaner look to it, and that's just the way the hooks are manufactured, to give that sort of clean, flush look to them.
So, what kind of finish would you call this?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is coming through too well on the stream, but this is our finish that we call Venetian bronze. So it's like a standard oil rub bronze finish, but then it's got these sort of copper colored highlights that shine through. Now this comes through better on a in person, but I'll pull up an image here and show you the type of finishes that we have. So here's the first one, and I'll pull up one more. These are and again, so this is that. I'm going to take these questions away.
Okay.
So this is, again, you can see in the right image in the middle that's Venetian bronze. So it's got sort of those copper or red hues coming through.
So what's the most popular finish? What do you think?
Well, you can tell me. You don't have to ask me. You can go ahead.
Me, I think satin nickel probably, and matte black. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's generally what we see is satin nickel's very popular. Blacks, but I think that also satin brass has become more popular recently. But usually the satins are the most popular.
How about you personally? What kind of finish do you like?
Personally?
Yeah.
Well, I actually do really like the way satin brass looks for interior. I really like satin brass, but for something like a handrail bracket where you don't necessarily want to highlight them, then a finish like a satin or a matte black is really nice. But it really just depends on the application. So if it's something like a hook for a hook rack, I do really like the kind of bold look that a satin brass gives. But again, I wouldn't necessarily put that on a handrail bracket or a doorstop even. Something.
I just recognize it. I don't see antique brass and deep bronze there, huh?
Yeah, there are a couple more that we can do too. So yeah, that.
Those two colors are quite popular for like vintage, right? And
yeah.
And
do you want to
farmhouse design?
Yeah, we can actually show that in a later stream. We can actually show more finishes. That's a good point though, and like I said, we can show that in a different stream in the future. But go over kind of the finishes because that's an important aspect too. It's hard to show in just these two images.
Yeah.
All the things that we can do. So let me refresh here and see. right, looks like we're getting some in, but yeah. I guess that's really all we had planned for today. Other than that, we also do some, like I just showed the wooden hook rack. We also do them that screw into the wall, and also we have an adhesive as well for, you know, if you think about maybe for customers, for end customers who are less hardware inclined, or, you know, for, you know, if they're renting and the landlord doesn't allow them to drill into the wall, or you want to put a hook in a bathroom but it's tile and you're nervous about drilling into tile, especially if you've got a landlord who doesn't want you to do that. We have an adhesive that, you know, you can have the same hook hook rack look and feel, but it just adheres to the wall, especially on tile. So those are kind of different options that we have. I'm going to refresh again, and if there's no other questions, I think we'll go ahead and conclude for today. Okay, I think that's probably it for today. But yeah, that's just kind of who we are, and if there's any questions about that or inquiries, you can always send us a message, and either myself or Vanessa will get back to you. We're on the communication side, on the service side, we are a smaller, more intimate team, so it's really going to be myself or Vanessa getting back to you, and that's sort of the great part about what we do is, you know, we're handling it personally, so we know firsthand. A lot about how the business operates. So do you have anything else to add before we kind of end the stream?
I think we pretty much cover everything we want to share with people.
I know we kind of covered a lot. This is a regular thing we want to do. We want to do this every week.
At least once a week.
So we're probably going to keep, you know, a schedule of, we're looking at Fridays here in Taiwan. So that's GMT +8 in Taiwan. So we're probably doing that a regular time. So we're probably going to start making that time Fridays at 11 o'clock local time here in Taiwan. So again, that's GMT +8. And